Somewhere on the African savanna, the ground is trembling. And no one is running. Because this isn't the sound of danger, it's a conversation. A conversation happening in a frequency the human ear was never built to hear. Elephants can produce sounds so low, so deep, that they travel not just through air, but through the ground itself. Other elephants, miles away, can feel these vibrations through the sensitive skin and bone of their feet. Which means, right now, an elephant standing calmly in an open field may be receiving a message from a relative she cannot even see. Welcome to the hidden world of the elephant, a world built on memory, family, and a form of communication humans are only beginning to understand. To understand why this animal is so extraordinary, you first need to understand the sheer scale of what evolution built. The African savanna elephant is the largest land animal alive today. A mature bull can weigh over 6 tons, roughly the same as a loaded delivery truck, and stand more than 10 feet at the shoulder. There's also the African forest elephant, a smaller, more elusive relative that lives deep in the rainforests of Central Africa, and the Asian elephant, generally smaller still, with distinct ears and a different trunk structure. Carrying that much mass isn't simple. An elephant's legs are built almost like pillars, positioned directly beneath the body to support the weight efficiently, rather than absorbing shock the way a human's bent legs do. It's an engineering solution, because at this size, energy efficiency isn't optional. It's survival. But if you want to understand what makes an elephant truly remarkable, don't look at its size. Look at its trunk. The trunk is a fusion of the nose and the upper lip, a single structure containing an estimated 40,000 muscles, with no bones inside it at all. That absence of bone is what makes it so extraordinary. It allows a movement range most limbs in nature simply can't achieve. The same trunk that can rip a branch off a tree with brute force can also pick up a single peanut off the ground without crushing it. It's used for breathing, smelling, drinking, feeding, greeting other elephants and even expressing comfort, one elephant gently placing its trunk on another during moments of stress. It is, quite simply, one of the most versatile tools in the animal kingdom. Now look at the ears. They aren't just for hearing. They're covered in a dense network of blood vessels, positioned close to the surface of the skin. When an elephant flaps its ears, it isn't just batting away flies, it's pulling blood through those vessels, allowing heat to radiate out into the air before that blood flows back through the body. In the brutal heat of the African sun, this built-in cooling system can be the difference between overheating and survival. Every part of this animal, it seems, was shaped by the same relentless pressure: stay alive, out here, where the environment gives nothing away for free. Which brings us back to that trembling ground. Elephants communicate using infrasonic calls, sounds so low in frequency that they fall below the range of human hearing. Low-frequency sound has a unique advantage: it travels extremely well across open landscapes, losing far less energy than higher-pitched sounds. Some of these calls may be detected by other elephants from remarkably long distances. Researchers believe these calls serve multiple purposes: maintaining contact between separated family members, coordinating movement, and potentially signaling alarm. It's important to be clear, this isn't language in the human sense. It's not sentences or grammar. But it is a sophisticated communication system, one that allows a species spread across vast, dangerous terrain to stay connected in ways we're still working to fully decode. All of this, the memory of location, the recognition of individuals, the coordination between family members, comes down to one organ: the brain. An elephant's brain can weigh around 5 kilograms, the largest of any land mammal. Structures associated with memory and emotional processing are notably well developed. This is the biological basis for one of the most famous phrases in the animal kingdom: an elephant never forgets. It isn't literally true, of course, but it points to something real. Elephants are capable of recognizing dozens of individuals, remembering social relationships over years, and retaining knowledge of their environment long after first encountering it. In a landscape where a single dry season can mean the difference between life and death, that kind of memory isn't just impressive. It's survival. And that survival often rests on the shoulders of one individual, the matriarch. Elephant society is built around close-knit, female-led family groups, mothers, daughters, sisters, and aunts, often traveling together for life, while males typically leave the group as they mature. The matriarch is usually the oldest, most experienced female. Her role isn't about physical dominance. It's about knowledge. Researchers studying elephant populations during periods of severe drought have found that herds led by older, more experienced matriarchs often fare better, likely because greater experience means a greater accumulated memory of where resources can still be found. In other words, age, in this society, isn't a weakness. It's the most valuable resource the herd has. Every matriarch, though, was once something much smaller and far less certain of herself. After a gestation period of around 22 months, one of the longest of any mammal, a calf is born weighing roughly 200 pounds. Watch a newborn calf attempt to control its trunk for the first time, and you'll see genuine struggle. The limb swings, tangles, gets stepped on. It takes months of trial and error before that same trunk becomes an instrument of precision. During this time, the calf isn't just cared for by its mother, the entire family plays a role. Other females may help guide, shield, and reassure a calf that isn't their own. It's a system built on shared responsibility, a kind of communal parenting that gives each young elephant the best possible chance of surviving into adulthood. As elephants grow, both males and females typically develop tusks, modified incisor teeth made of dentine, which continue growing throughout the animal's life. Tusks aren't simply weapons. Elephants use them to dig for water and minerals, strip bark from trees, and move obstacles out of their path. But tusks are also the reason elephants have been targeted for centuries by the ivory trade, a demand that has driven serious population declines and, in some heavily poached regions, contributed to a rise in naturally tuskless elephants over time. A feature built for survival became, tragically, the very reason this species has been hunted. And yet, elephants give back to their environment in ways few other animals can match. As they move through the landscape, elephants consume enormous quantities of vegetation and travel long distances, dispersing seeds across huge areas through their droppings, some of which belong to plant species that depend almost entirely on elephants for propagation. They trample paths that other animals use, they dig water holes that sustain species far smaller than themselves. Scientists have a term for this. They call elephants ecosystem engineers, animals whose presence physically reshapes the environment for the benefit of countless other species. Remove the elephant, and you don't just lose one animal, you risk unraveling an entire web of life that depends on it. But today, that web is under serious pressure. Habitat loss and fragmentation are cutting off the migratory routes elephant families have used for generations, forcing them into closer, more frequent contact with human settlements. Poaching for ivory continues to threaten populations in parts of Africa, despite international trade restrictions. According to the IUCN, African savanna elephants are currently listed as endangered, and African forest elephants as critically endangered, a sobering reflection of just how much pressure this species is under. Add to this the growing stress of drought and shrinking water access, and it becomes clear, elephant conservation isn't just about protecting one animal. It's about protecting the landscapes and the countless species that depend on them. But this isn't a story without hope. Across Africa and Asia, protected reserves, cross-border wildlife corridors, and anti-poaching programs are actively working to give elephant populations room to recover. Community-based conservation efforts, where local populations benefit directly from protecting wildlife, have shown real promise in reducing human-elephant conflict. Elephant populations in some protected regions have stabilized or even grown, proof that when given the chance, this species can recover. So the next time you see an elephant, massive, ancient, unmistakably powerful, remember what's actually happening beneath that gray skin. A brain capable of extraordinary memory, a family built on cooperation and shared care. A communication system operating on frequencies we can't even hear. An animal that shapes the very land it walks on, and one whose survival is now, more than ever, tied directly to human choices. The elephant doesn't literally never forget. But its memory, of family, of danger, of the exact place water was found during the worst drought in years, is real. And it is one of the most remarkable adaptations in the natural world. Protect the landscapes. Protect the memory. And this giant will keep walking the earth for generations still to come. Subscribe to Talanexa for more extraordinary stories from the natural world.